Welcome back to a new Hints and Theories video, this time about episode number 6. Hi, if you're new on this channel here, my name is Julia and I present you hints and theories that will hopefully help you figure out who the mole is. And in this video we will talk about hints and theories from episode number 6. And yeah, not many episodes left, but still a lot of people who could be potentially the mole. Before we head to the tasks, let's quickly talk about the exit of this episode. Tosk was the one who had to go home, and thanks to the way they did the test this time, we get a little bit more information on what the candidates filled in their test, so how they answered the questions. And on the WIDM forum, people tried to figure out who the suspect of Tosk was. And they figured out that she most likely suspected Case and filled in a lot of questions concerning Case. So that could be a hint to the fact that Case is not the mole because Toske had to go home. But keep in mind that we do not know exactly if Toske really had to go home because she had the highest amount of wrong answers, or if she had to go home because she was the slowest to do the test. That is always an option, a possibility too, and yeah, we never know that for sure. So interpreting too much into the tests can be a bit risky if you want to figure out who the mole is, because there are a lot of possibilities and question marks left. There is one more hint concerning this special test, to which I will get at the end of this video, but let's first have a look at task number 1. In this task, Case really got himself suspicious with explaining the signs to the other candidates in a very complicated way. So the others did not really understand what he was actually talking about. They were confused, they had to ask some more questions about it. Some of them went back to the board. All in all, a perfect way to waste some time, which can be a mole action, especially if you only have 25 minutes for the whole task. So losing time here actually is a really good way to mole. Also, he described the sign for the number 0 as a melon. Not sure if you saw a melon there, but I definitely did not. But what some fans figured out is that the Dutch word for melon, which is meloen, is quite interesting, because if you take the letters of the word meloen, then you can build een mole, just one mole. So maybe a hint to Case as the mole. Then we had Rianne in this task, who, well, messed up some numbers. She, for example, was at the table with the number -52 on it, and she read it out loud as -25. She also said that there was a stone with a 3 on it. Actually, it was a 4, so that one of the other candidates went to that stone, and in the end they didn't need it because they were looking for one with a 3 on it. And yeah, some typical Rianne actions, I would think, and still the question if she actually tries to mole with that, or if it is more like her normal behavior, or maybe also due to the heat. One more thing about Case, he was the only one counting all the numbers together for the table with the highest amount, for the purple one, which needed more than 100. And that, of course, is a super precision to easily mess up some numbers there. And last but not least, we also have to talk about fonts in task number 1. He was messing up that one table that was actually already finished. So he wanted to recount it, just checking, well, that's what he said, checking if all of that was correctly. But with taking the stone, which was on top of the tower, away, he kind of messed it all up because that was not allowed. And the bad Anna in this task, we did not get to see her that much. The only interesting thing probably is that she definitely wanted to be one of the persons who count together the numbers. And that at first seems logical because she's a journalist about science and has to do with a lot of numbers, I guess. But if we remember last week's episode where she also tried to count everything together and it kind of went terribly wrong, yeah, probably not the best position or a really good position for mole. Let's jump to task number 2, and in that one, of course, you could mole so easily, you could mess up things so easily, even if you are not the mole, even if you do not intend to mole there. If you've ever played that children's game where you also have to say a sentence in somebody's ear and that person has to say it to another person and so on, then you probably know that this gets kind of messed up pretty quickly. So even if the mole was not very in action there, it's a wonder that they really came out with 3 out of 4 correct ones. That's a really good score. Anyway, some things were a bit suspicious there, so let's talk about them, and let's have it about Case again, who definitely mixed up colors and definitely gave Anna some wrong information. She also blamed him for that. We got to see that short interview scene. But Anna also could be a one who messed up in one round, because we know that she definitely picked out some wrong dancers, but we do not know if she got that specific information already incorrectly from Case, or if she, well, took out the wrong dancers because she wanted to mole. Unfortunately, also the last round of the whole game, we did not get any information at all with who said what to whom, so that's a bit difficult to actually understand where it went wrong in the end. So all in all, in both tasks you could mole, but also the mole is not really that much under pressure at the moment. There is not that much money in the pot yet, and he also made sure that money went out of the pot in last week's episode, so maybe the mole also is a bit under the ground again, a bit under the radar again, giving the candidates their time to shine, and also leading us as the viewers maybe on the wrong track to candidates who act a bit more likely, or who just act a bit weird due to the games themselves or the heat. Now, as promised, one last hint about the analog test we got to see in the end, and it's a wordplay again. So analog means analog in Dutch, and if you have a look at that word, then you can also read it as analoog, which means analyte, and of course the mole, so it could be a hint to Anna. That were all hints and theories so far to episode number 6. Let me know if you've spotted anything else down there in the comments below. Also tell me what you thought about this episode, if you've probably liked it a bit more than last week or a bit less. And I'm also interested in who your mole is, so definitely share that. If you do not want to miss any further hints and theories videos, then please make sure to subscribe to this channel here, follow me on Instagram, and I hope to see you all back next week when we are already in episode number 7, so the final gets closer and closer and we're still looking for the mole. Until then, bye!